All right, y'all, here we go. Day 4 of the e-learning. Today we're going to look at solving elimination again. These are going to be different problems. These are going to be a little bit harder problems. So hopefully you thought the stuff from yesterday was not too bad. Hopefully it clicked pretty well, pretty easy. Today is probably going to be significantly more difficult, and that's okay. We're going to be spending our time with these. We're going to take 2 or 3 days really practicing these, really making sure that we can understand the difference in the formats and setups. And sometime next week, we're going to kind of compile it all together. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this first one. So here it says that the entry fee to a local fair is $2 for kids and $4.50 for adults. On opening day, 1,500 people attended the fair and they raised $4,000. We want to know how many kids attended and how many adults. Now, right off the bat, one big difference from yesterday's problems is that here we can see we only have 4 numerical values. I've got the $2, the $4.50, the 1,500, and the 4,000. So that's one of those things that's going to make these a little bit harder, is that you're not going to sometimes seem like you have all of the information. So you kind of have to keep things together. The one big rule, I guess, for these is that whenever we're solving these, the big thing is to keep the units together. So what I mean by that is if we look at our units, the first thing we can see is I've got money. So here I've got $2. Let me change the color. So we can see that I've got $2. So there's money. Here I've got money. And here I've got money. So my first equation is going to be just strictly based upon the money. And if we look at that further, it's $2 for every kid, plus it's going to be $4.50 for every adult, and it's a total of $4,000. Okay, so money, money, money. That's our first equation. Now, what makes this really hard is that we only have one other number left. I just had this 1,500. This 1,500 represents the total number of people, kids and adults combined. Well, I don't know how many kids attended, and I don't know how many adults attended. That's what we're trying to figure out. But I do know that 1,500 people attended collectively. So what we do for the next equation is I don't know how many kids attended. So that's our variable, it's an x. Plus, I don't know how many adults attended. That's our y. But what I do know is that 1,500 people attended total. So it just equals 1,500. So these are the two things we're going to type in Desmos. These are where we're going to look for the overlap, see if we can figure out how many kids and how many adults attended. So if we look at our first equation, 2x plus 4.50y equals 4,000, money, 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 $2, $4.50, and 4,000. And then we look at people. X is kids, Y is adults, and there were 1,500 total. So let's zoom out a little bit, see what we can find. Move it around. And I can see it's over here. Now remember, because we're talking about the number of kids, the number of adults, you're not going to have part of a kid or part of an adult. That's just weird. We've talked about that. We also can't have negative numbers here. Every now and then you'll get a decimal. It might be, especially if we're talking about money, but odds are your answers 99% of times are going to be nice, neat, perfect whole numbers such as this. So our answer for this one at 1,100 and 400, well, that makes sense. So my solution for this one is the point 1,100, 400. So what that means is that there were 1,100 kids in attendance and 400 adults on the first day. So you can see that once we get the equation set up, our process doesn't change. That is the one nice thing. We're still typing them in Desmos. We're still looking to see where things intersect, but it's the setting up the equations that really makes these hard. If we look at number two is going to be the second type of problem we're going to see. So for number 2, here it says that to raise money for new uniforms, the baseball team is having a bake sale. They're making cookies, which require 3 cups of flour and 2 cups of sugar. They're also making brownies that require 4 cups of flour and 3 cups of sugar. If they have 33 cups of flour and 24 cups of sugar, how many of each can they make if they want to use up all the flour and sugar? Again, just like what we talked about from the previous problem. The big thing here is to keep the units together. And in this case, our units are our ingredients. So if we take a look here, I can see that I've got 3 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar. Well, flour and sugar are different. 4 cups of flour, 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to ignore that for now. And 33 cups of flour total. So my first equation is just going to be flour, flour, and flour. That's what we mean when we say keep our units together. Our other ingredient, our other unit, is going to be sugar. I've got 2 cups of sugar here. I've got 3 cups of sugar here. And I've got 24 cups of sugar altogether. So this one's a little bit easier than the first one, is in that we do have the 6 numbers. We just have to know where the numbers go together and how to set them up. So I'm going to keep flour with flour with flour for my first equation. I'm going to have 3x plus 4y, because x represents my number of cookie batches, y is my number of brownie batches, so be careful when you set that up. And I have 33 cups of flour total. For our second equation, I've got 2 cups of sugar for cookies, plus 3 cups of sugar for the brownies, and 24 cups of sugar total. Okay? Again, setting these up is the hard part. Once this is done, type it in Desmos, see where they intersect, and explain your answer. So if we come back to Desmos now, so if my first equation, 3x plus 4y, so here I've got flour, flour, and flour. My next equation is all about the sugar. 2 cups of sugar for the cookies, so that's 2x, plus 3 cups of sugar for the brownies, so that's 3y. And I've got 24 cups of sugar total. So if we zoom in a little bit, I can see once again, nice, neat, positive whole numbers. My solution is this set 3, 6. So if I come to my answers, so my solution was at 3, 6. So I know that they made 3 batches of cookies and 6 batches of brownies. So those are the 2 different types that we're going to be looking at today. There are others, we'll talk about them later, but this number 1 and number 2 are the 2 different types. The first one only had 4 numbers, so we had to figure out where those kind of number went. This one has 6 numbers, so we just have to make sure that we organize them. So 3 and 4 are going to work the same way as 1 and 2. For 3, homecoming tickets are $5 for an Oak Hill student and $7 for a non-Oak Hill student. If a student council made $7,350 and 1,250 people attended, how many students attended from Oak Hills and how many non-Oak Hill students attended? Well, we can see this one's set up just like number 1. There are 4 numbers, 3 of them have dollar signs, and 1 of them doesn't. So this is going to be pretty straightforward again. I'm going to keep the money with the money with the money. So my X in this case is going to represent my Oak Hill students. My Y is my non-Oak Hill student. Then I have 1,250 people total. Okay. So again, we're keeping our units together. Don't forget that. Keep units together. So the first unit we have is money. $5 for Oak Hill students, $7 for non-Oak Hill students, $7,350 total. Again, just like the first one, we're trying to figure out how many Oak Hill students and how many non-Oak Hill students attended if 1,250 people attended in all. Again, whenever we see 4 numbers, we're thinking that one of my equations is just going to be x plus y equals something. Okay? So to Desmos we go. So we've got money first, 5x plus 7y. My cost for Oak Hill students, my cost for non-Oak Hill students, with a total collection of $7,350. And then I've got Oak Hill students plus non-Oak Hill students with a total of 1,250 people. So we got some big numbers, so we're going to be zooming out quite a bit. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And here we go. So my solution this time, again, whole numbers, positive numbers. We're not having parts of people or anything else like that. So we have 700 students and 550 students. So my intersection is the point. The solution was at 700, 550. So I know there were 700 OHHS students and 550 non-OHHS students in attendance. Okay. So 1 and 3 work the same. Only 4 numbers. Keep your units together, your money with your money with your money. Last one we're going to look at General Nutrition, they're having a special on Blueberry Blast and Super Strawberry smoothies. The Blueberry Blast requires 3 cups of blueberries and 1 cup of strawberries, while Super Strawberry requires 2 cups of blueberries and 2 cups of strawberries. General Nutrition has 280 cups of blueberries and 320 cups of strawberries. How many can they use so that no product remains? So what we have here is we were making smoothies. The first one is 3 cups of blueberries. Second one is 2 cups of blueberries. And the last one is 280 cups of blueberries. Now I'm going through this one a little bit quicker because I'm kind of running out on time for how long this video recording can be. But it's the same big idea. Keep your units together. Blueberries, blueberries, and blueberries. So for my second one, we're also using strawberries. Strawberries, strawberries, and strawberries. 6 numbers, keep the units together. So for equations, 3x plus 2y equals 280, because that's all my blueberries. And then I've got 1x, or just x, plus 2y equals 320. And we said that was our strawberries. So I go to Desmos real quick. And in Desmos, I've got 3x plus 2y equals 280. And then I've got 1x plus 2y equals 320. So again, if we zoom in, sorry about that, y'all. I noticed that I had a typo because I had a negative number, so I had to go back and fix it. So what I had to go back and fix is I had my 320, my 280 typed up incorrectly in the wrong spots. So I had to rework those equations. So this time the 320 is my cups of blueberries, and the 280 is my cups of strawberries. Again, like I said, I had a negative number, so I knew my answer was wrong. So I came through, I fixed those, and I came into Desmos and I fixed those also. So now fixed in Desmos, I've got my 3x plus 2y equals my new total of 320. My 1x plus 2y equals my new total of 280. I've got an intersection at 20, 130. So my solution was 20, 130. So they made 20 Blueberry Blast and 130 Super Strawberry. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, I know I had a small little typo on that one, but it'll be fixed on yours, the copy that you see of the blank notes. But just kind of want to give you an idea for how these two work. So go ahead and head over to Edulastic. You're going to have just 2 problems over there, one of each type to kind of work out, and then you should be good. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit different. Tomorrow you are going to be coming up with 2 word problems, one of kind of each form, but we'll get into that more tomorrow. Hopefully you're staying healthy, staying safe, and I will talk to you tomorrow.